Namaste children, welcome back to your English class. Children, in my previous video, I explained to you your sixth lesson, that is the tree spirit. It was not completed. So let us go for that explanation part of the sixth lesson now. Still here I was explaining to you in my previous class that the tree spirit, it came in the salt tree spirit. It came in the dream of that king and it wanted to change the mind of the king. Actually, king wanted to cut that salt tree to get the wood of it, to build his strong and beautiful palace on a single pillar. So to make that single pillar, he wanted to cut that salt tree. But that spirit which was there inside the salt tree, it became very sad when it heard that the king is going to cut the tree, salt tree. So then it wanted to change the mind of that king, and it came in the dream of that king, and it begged for the mercy. Oh, my dear king, please don't cut that salt tree, because it is the home of that all the birds and animals. It sheltered so many animals, it sheltered so many birds, and from thousands of years, people of that village, particular village, they are going to worship it, they are worshipping it, so that you should not cut that tree. So please let it grow, let it be there. So like that, spirit asked that one to the king. Then king started thinking of it, and what happened next, that is the thing we are going to discuss now. Now here I am going to explain to you. The king heard the spirit but insisted. Insisted means what? It means he was strongly objected what it was saying. Spirit was telling that don't cut the salt tree. Then he was not ready to accept it. Okay. So then he rejected it. Then king, he replied to that spirit that may be true. What you told, that salt tree is the home of so many birds and animals, it said, tree spirit. For that the king replied, that may be true, but I cannot spare you, I cannot leave you. Oh, my dear spirit, what you are saying, it is all correct. You are giving shelter to so many animals and birds, it is okay, correct. But I cannot leave you, because it is the only tree, that is the salt tree, it was there, no, in that village. It was the only tree, it was strong enough to build its beautiful palace on that wooden pillar. So that is why he wanted to cut that salt tree. So I cannot leave you, like that he replied. Then that tree spirit replied, then mighty king, it means powerful king, oh my dear powerful king, please cut me in the 3 parts. First cut away the green part, next cut my middle with its 100 strong arms and ants, last of all cut my trunk. Oh, my dear king, already you are decided to cut me, no? Okay, you can cut it, no problem. But I have a request, how to cut my body. So I will explain to you, like that only you cut that salt tree. Like that spirit replied to that, it asked to that king. Then how it told, you first you have to cut my body in 3 parts, and first you have to cut green part, it means leaves which are there to the end of the branches. Those green parts you can cut in the first part. Second, you have to cut my middle like means branches. Next, you need to cut the branches of my tree, branches of the salt tree. And finally, you need to cut the trunk, it means stem. So like this, you need to cut that salt tree in 3 parts. First, green part, it means leaves and all. Secondly, you need to cut branches. And thirdly, you need to cut the trunk or stem. So then why it told like this? It is the mystery here. Yes, here the king was surprised at the strange request. When that spirit requested like that, he was shocked. He started to think, whichever animal you take on this earth, it will not be ready to hurt multiple times. It will not be ready to hurt multiple times. Whichever animal or things, living things you can take on this earth, they want to hurt for once or twice. But this spirit, it is saying that you need to cut me in three parts. It means three times it is going to get hurt by the beating of that axe. Why it is asking like this? He was shocked and he was asking that one to the spirit. How he asked, but why do you want to suffer three times? You are going to suffer for three times. No, first we are going to cut your leaves. Secondly, we are going to cut your branches. Finally, we are going to cut your trunks. So three times, if we are going to cut you, it is suffering. You will be suffering a lot, no, from those beatings of the axe. Why like this? He asked to that spirit. Then spirit, it replied to that king, why I am asking you to cut me in three parts, my dear king? See, here is my answer. It replied, dozens of young salt trees have sprung up around me. It means so many small salt trees. From that salt tree, so many seeds they have fell down. They have grown there around that big salt tree. So that it was replying to that king. Spirit was replying to that king. See, so many small salt trees, they grown around me. If you cut me with one stroke, if you cut me, what happens? So my body, it means whole that big salt tree, it will fall on those small salt trees. If that big salt tree fell on those small salt trees, what happens? They will be crushed under my weight. It is too weightful, no, that big salt tree. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನನ್ನ ಹೋಲ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಅವುಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, ಆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಳಾಗೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ಫಾಲ್ ಆನ್ ದೆಮ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ within one single stroke or one stroke you don't cut me, so you need to cut me in three strokes, like that it told. And also, but if I fall in three pieces, some of the little ones may still thrive. So do you grant me my wish? So you are already decided to cut me, so you can cut me, no problem, but you cut me in three parts. Cut me in three parts, then it will be okay. If you cut like that, so many birds are there in the they have sheltered in that salt tree, they can escape. First, when you will start to cut the leaves, then birds which they created their nest on that salt tree, they will escape from there and they will be alive. That is why you don't cut me in one stroke, please cut me in three strokes, like that it asked to that king. The tree spirit asked to the king. Then king, he replied, yes, I do. Okay, I will grant your wish. Okay, what you said, I will do it, he said. Then the king thought about the spirit's words all night. It means full night he started to think on that spirit's talk. How it asked, why it asked like that. So like that he started to think on that spirit's talk or spirit's words. Then whole night, after thinking whole night, the spirit is, how he thought that they given here, the tree spirit is no kind and wise. What a great sacrifice it is prepared to make for love. See here, it knows that already. That spirit knows that, so I am going to cut the salt tree and it will die. So after that all, it is going to think about others. How it is possible that spirit, it is going to think about others? ತನಗೇ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬದಲಾಗಿ ತನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು, ತನ್ನ ನೆರಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಬದುಕಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ತನಗಾಗಿ ತಾನು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ತನಗಾಗಿ ತನ್ನನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸುವಂತ ಅದು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಯಾರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ? ತನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು, ತನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ ಟ್ರೀಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೇರೆ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೇರೆ ಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದು ಈ ಥರದ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆನೆಸ್ಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಿಫೈಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಿಫೈಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಟು ದೋಸ್ other animals and other birds which are there. Okay, so by seeing these, the king he has changed his mind. He has changed his mind. How he changed? See, the next morning itself, the king called the minister and his foresters. He called his ministers and foresters, and what he told? I have changed my mind. The column will be built of stone. Firstly, he decided to build my palace on the wooden pillar. Now, I changed my mind. I am going to build my palace on the stone column. Stone column I will use to build my palace. Like that he decided. Not wood. I am not going to build my palace on the wooden pillar. I am going to build my palace on the stone pillar now. So I have changed my mind, he said to those ministers and foresters. This is because a very noble spirit lives in the sal tree. Why he has changed his mind? Because of the request of that spirit. Because of the request of that spirit which was there in the sal tree. It requested him a lot. So because of that impact of its begging, impact of its requesting, so it has changed the mind of this king. Then those foresters and chief minister, they replied to the king, thank you, your majesty. Oh my dear king, thank you very much. Because those foresters or chief minister, they were also not ready to cut the sal tree. Because of their king's order only, they were going to cut the tree. But when king changed his mind, they were very happy and they said thank you to their king. This is the wonderful story, the tree spirit, children. I hope you are all understood this. And homework, you have to read this lesson. You have to read and write this lesson. Okay. So then after that, in my next class, I am going to give you the questions and answers of this lesson, children, 6th lesson. You can take in your textbook and CW. Okay, if you have any doubts related to this lesson, please call me and ask about your doubts. Take care. Have a nice day.